So you want to stay consistent while working a 9 to 5 job. So you want to stay consistent while working this 9 to 5 job. Continue to watch this video. What's up, everybody? Good neighbors. How are y'all doing today? We are your co-hosts. I am Dre.
I am Lamont.
And again, we are the good neighbors. Welcome, welcome,
Welcome
welcome.
back to the neighborhood.
So you are here to know how to be consistent while creating content and working a 9 to 5 job. And I can tell you that we've been doing this for like what now? 3 years.
Wow, almost 3 years.
This is probably like episode 95.
I wish it was that high. We're almost there.
Almost there, almost there.
92.
Okay. 92.
92,
I
I
mean,
believe.
shoot, it's close. It's close.
Close enough, close
So, saying that, we have had some consistency, regardless, whatever, we don't compare no results. Our results is what they are. And so we've been continuing to work. And so we felt like this was something that we wanted to talk about. So the real problem why a lot of people don't stay consistent is, and I wrote these down. Hold on one second. One of the real problems is a lot of people feel drained.
Mm.
Now, this can be from lack of sleep. This could be from work hours. I used to work 67 hours a week. I'm down to about 45, but but that still drained me. So a lot of people try and wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time in a sense. Sometimes the perfect time is to start now. A lot of us, we overthink. And the last one is we want results right now instead of putting in that work. So those are some of the problems that we want to talk about right now and give you some solutions to being able to help you with overcoming some of these. So feeling drained. You work, how many hours you work? You work about like 55, 60, just like I do.
I actually do around 70 hours.
All right, I was lying because I think I'm up there too now.
I think I do about 70 hours of working. And the 70 hours is due to the fact that's to my own issues. Why I work the way I work. But at the same time, those hours that I use for work, I still have to make time for myself.
True.
And make time for the things that I want to incorporate in my everyday life.
I feel you on that one.
I work a lot of hours, but if it's because this is something that I enjoy doing and I love doing, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to be out here putting it out there. I would just not only have it in my mind, I would just minimalize it.
I want to say thank you real fast on that one. I appreciate you.
I definitely minimalize the brain capacity that I have and what I wanted to do because there's so much information that I wanted to get out. And he was like, "Why won't you just do it?" And I kept telling myself, "Well, maybe I don't have time."
Yeah. Now you can always find some time.
You have to find time.
And that's where one of the problems is finding a perfect time. Again, that's a problem. A lot of us, we try and think we don't have time, or we try and find the perfect time. Well, let me pay off some debt first before I start. Let me find, I got kids. That's the biggest one right now. Is a lot of people say they have kids, so they can't start creating content. And for me, one of the solutions I would say for that actually would be create content with your kids.
If that's the case, yes.
There's different ways of creating content. You don't have to have your face all plastered on these videos. You don't have to have your kids plastered all over these videos. You don't even have to have their names plastered all over these videos. You can use fake names. You can use lower body videography, or you could just use like animation. You know what I'm saying?
No face, no case.
They used to say that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that would be one way of doing that. Overthinking. Sometimes I'm a victim of this. You know what I mean? We overthink a lot. We think about so many different titles, so many different labels, videos. We think about what other people would think. Imposter syndrome, that's another one. So most times you overthink so much, you don't realize it's been 6 months. You've been preparing to create your channel and you have not bust out one video. So
and that means when you're creating the content that you want, you could just plug your phone in and start recording, and that could be your content.
I like that.
But at the same time, when you're creating that kind of content, you have to understand that the content that you're creating, it's going to lead you to something more. If you're creating content about you having a bad day or a sad day or something like that, okay, after that is done, then what's next? Are you going to continue to post videos about you having a bad day? Are you going to post videos about you having progress in that? So when you're creating this content, if you're creating content and you're serious about creating content, the first thing you want to do is find an idea. You want to find an idea and you want to run with it, because the train don't stop. You want to make a plan and you want to break down the plan that you want to create if you're consistently wanting to make it.
I was about to say, you definitely have to write these things down.
You have to.
You have to write down your idea. Write down your plan. Really map it out and plan it out. Remember when we didn't do that and we was just trying to freestyle?
Yeah.
And granted, the videos were the videos.
Those videos were videos of me and him coming together and chopping it up. You got a chance to see who we are, but you didn't get a chance to know who we were.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, and at the same time, I like those dudes. They're cool. I like how they talk and everything. But what's going on with them? Because we know how it is. It's like reality TV show. We want to know what's going on in people's lives. Even if you act like you don't.
Yeah.
You want to know what's going on in people's lives.
Yeah.
You want to see their ups. You want to see their downs. And even with their downs, you want to see how their downs will bring them back up.
So the next one, preparing for the long term, right? Sorry. Preparing for the long term. We about to leave, or you about to leave. I said we about to leave. I wish you see me. I'm trying to go with you.
Yeah,
just throw me in one of the bags.
You already
I pay for it now. I'll pay for it.
Right,
but no, seriously. So you about to bounce in one of these couple weeks, and so planning for long term. We have to plan for what we're going to do for those times you're going to be gone, right?
Correct.
And so one of the solutions is prioritize your schedule first. So we have to discuss when we both got time to bust out more videos, right?
Correct.
So that's one thing. Another one that we've been working on has been batch videos.
Right.
Trying to do more videos within one day or in a couple days. That way you'll have your month worth and you don't have to really do this every single week or every single day. You can just batch your videos and just release them and schedule releases when needed, right? And then the last one is, which should have been the first one, to be perfectly honest.
Realistic goals?
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta have realistic goals.
You have to have realistic goals in order to prioritize a schedule, in order to properly batch your videos. So you have to be realistic with yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that you still work a 9-to-5 job.
And that's
you still work
and that's
50 hours, 40 hours, 60 hours.
Right.
So do not overwhelm yourself with trying to feel like you have to have all these videos every single day. Because
you work.
The algorithm is telling you you need 5 videos every single day. But yes, you do, but
you do. But at the same time, when you create, when people want to get to know you, they want to get to know you. And when you have those realistic goals, and it comes down to those batches, You set a time for when you can make those videos because you have things that's going on. That's why we say prioritizing your schedule.
Yeah.
Hey man, I got an hour that I have. Let me use this amount of time to create these amount of videos with this amount of information and let me break those down. Because like we just said, you work. You have things going on in your everyday life. You enjoy doing this, and if something can come from this, that's a plus. But for the most part, you still have bills to pay. You still have things that you need to do. So when it comes down to working your tail off and trying to create content that you do that you love, why not do what you love and find people that may enjoy doing what you enjoy? You might like gaming. Yo, let me tell you how I play this game. You might like playing card games, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, things like that.
I watched that movie recently.
It's a good game. I'm telling you, it's a good game. You might like certain things that other people may enjoy as well. Don't think about how you're going to play the game. Play the game. If you get content from that, even better.
I like what you just said on that one.
And the reason why I said that, honestly, because I thought
just
about
put it out.
Because I thought about our boy Charlie.
Yeah. Or the one dude too you told me about with the card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it the card?
You just no. The one that you said had the card, they gave you the card.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
He do content also. You know what I'm saying?
And our boy Chuck, he does it all the time. I said, put it out there. You know what you enjoy doing. That's like me playing you in a video game, and you know I can do a certain move, but you didn't know how to do a back move. But I know how to do a move. I know how to do that move a easier, better way that can help you. You don't know what you do not know what someone else sees.
Correct. Or like. You don't know what everybody else like also. Some people may like what you like.
No one's going to like everything that you do.
I always say, because I was taught this, but maybe I go a lot higher though. For every there's a million people that like you.
Yeah,
that's why people get 1 million subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, 20 million subscribers. I honestly feel like for every person, you have 1 million people that relate to you. You just have to find ways to attract those people.
You may put out who you are to the real world.
I like that.
Some people may see you different in the real world.
Okay.
Some people might like who you are that have never met you, but you resonate with them.
Okay.
There are things that you may do that people may find weird, and we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
May find different. But there are other people that enjoy the same things that you may enjoy, but don't have the nerve to put it out.
Yeah.
If you are the one that puts it out, maybe you can encourage them to do the same thing. One thing my dad told me was, it's always scary to be the first of anything that you do. But at the same time, you will plant the seed. So you may start it. It may seem weird. But at the same time, there are many people that may be like you that do the same thing that you do.
No, I 1000% agree. That's why I say for everyone, it's 1 million. You know? So the next solution is content strategy. So did we bust that out yet? No? I don't think we did that one yet. No. Okay, so content strategy.
And even if we did, it still goes with the plan.
No, it does. So focusing on your niche. Lord, we've been at this for 3 years. We've been trying to find our own niche and what works for us and what works for who is our audience. And that's what your niche should be. Your niche should be what you attract with an audience. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily saying if your audience like you to do pranks and things that demoralize you.
Right.
I'm not saying do it because that's what works for. Some people don't do that and let them be them. But if you want to be authentic, be yourself. That's the first thing.
Because honestly, you don't do that on an everyday basis.
Correct. Be yourself. You don't gotta
throw firecrackers at an event where people are having dinner or something like that, just for content. People watch that kind of content. It's not funny, but they watch it to see, to know what people. They watch it to see how they have to keep their head on the swivel. And I'm going into this kind of term right
And
now.
more than likely, they attract young kids,
Young non,
and not realizing those kids get older and people grow up, people mature,
right?
and your audience may fall, and because you no longer attract those type of people no
Have
more.
to grow. Not only that,
Well,
but you may grow.
You didn't grow, or you grew, and your audience is upset about that.
Right.
So you got to keep up this facade.
Yeah, because guess what? You might do one of those things that I may watch, but then guess what? I might have somebody that I know that is at that location where you did that.
Yeah.
That might have done something too. So finding your niche in certain things, comedians and artists and things like that, when you're creating your niche of these kind of things, you're going to have to be aware of the longevity. Because you can do that in the beginning. But how long can you do that?
Yeah.
For the long run? Because like you said, you're going to grow out of that. As a child, I thought as I grew up, I had to grow up and think like a grown up.
One of the examples we just talked about at work was political talk. Most cases, once you start diving into that, you got to continue to keep diving into that.
Right.
And if that is not your lane,
you sit there with the boo-boo face.
So, we talked a lot about that in most cases in the past. I was quiet because I had nothing to say on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we once realized that may not be our lane for our audience, because don't you want to hear two people talk versus one
person?
You know what I'm saying? So we had to find our niche, find clear goals, and then understand who our target audience was.
Who are the people that enjoy now listening to us? And as things start to progress, you'll start to see a little bit more about us.
And shout out to you, because had you start putting out them shorts, then we started seeing what our target audience liked. And it was more so uplifting, motivational stuff, which we talk about and we do talk about. But we realized that was more so of the lane versus the other stuff that we were trying to start with.
Because even when you do those kind of things, you just don't want to start. You just want to be that person because you still want to be you.
Yeah.
So when you are who you are, you come with so many things in the spectrum.
Yep.
So you want a piece of everything. You're happy, you're sad, you're frustrated. You know what I'm saying? We are in a world where actually people want to see every part of you, especially if you're famous. Because they just don't, the crazy thing about it is they just don't want to see how amazing you are. They want to know that you are normal.
Yes.
They want to. They want to see you fail.
And I like one person because they do show not necessarily normalcy, but they show some actors and comedians and stuff in a way where we don't normally see them, right? So again, like you was just saying, you want to see a lot more people.
I want to see who you are.
But
when I hit that subscribe button, I want to know, why am I hitting that subscribe button?
Yeah.
Am I subscribing just because to give you a follow and you give me a follow? Or do I want to know who you are? Do you have something that brings something to me? Do you have something that can encourage me? Do you have something that makes me think? Do you have something that makes me feel good? All those things. So when you're creating your content, you want to make a plan. You want to check the competition of everybody that's around you, because guess what? You may think this way, and there may be other shows or podcasts that may think that way. So find out how they do their thing. Not saying take from them, but see how they move and how they articulate and how they motivate each other and things like that.
Because you may want to put a tweak on it or a spin on it.
You said this. I know about that. Let me add on to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So keep a long story short. Staying consistent. Please do not beat yourself up
Right.
if you miss a day, if you miss a week, sometimes if life is lifing, you can't defeat Mother Nature. You can't defeat what your purpose is for that moment. If it called for you to had to work extra hours, if it called for you to be with your children that week, if it called for you to take a vacation, again, if you didn't properly plan to put a video out, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So please do not beat yourself up. Just continue to have gratitude. Be grateful that you were even able to put out something last week, and then a week before that, and a week before. Be grateful that you were able to put something out for 6 weeks.
Right.
And be mindful, okay, stuff happens, And
then when you gather an audience and they understand that, it makes it a lot better.
And that's why a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but that's why some people like Cam and Mace, Joe Buttons, they have vacations. So they don't post for like a month or 2 months. But again, they have their own audience, so they can do stuff like that.
And even when they do that, they still find time
to still
put something out, because I'm over here.
You still gotta live.
So even if you can do that, because you still want to enjoy your time, but guess what? I may enjoy my time a certain way. Let me show you where I am, so it can motivate you to get to where I am.
Small steps, great gains.
Yeah.
So everybody, don't wait. Start right now to create your content. Find catchy different ways. And if you like more content like this, just continue to watch us and give us some solutions and ideas. Not solutions, but just give us some ideas that you guys would like to hear from us.
And we appreciate if you like, comment, subscribe, pass it on to a friend. Because always remember, when you become a good neighbor, and we welcome you to the neighborhood, you can always be you with us. Remember that.
Have a great day.